a 100% chance of snow. We made the reference in the weeks leading up to the 2018 Champions game of the Graphic Edge Bowl, and it turns out it was an accurate forecast, both on the field and in the weather. Reivers looking for 10 wins for the sixth time in program history, while the Badgers of Snow College are hoping to make a statement for the Western States Football League. It's the second all-time matchup between the teams. Can the Reivers even the score from 9 seasons ago, or would it be a Badger blizzard? Highlights from the Dome coming your way. The final edition of the Stroh Show in Season 10 coming up next on Iowa Western Television and the Reivers Sports Network. This is the Coach Stroh Show. I'm Jake Ryan, along with the head coach of the Iowa Western Reaver football team, Mr. Scott Strohmeyer. Well, Coach, another trip to the Dome. It is your 7th trip there overall in 10 seasons of football. And I know that sometimes the take is, man, it'd be nice to get a new location, maybe Pittsburgh, Kansas this year. But you have to remind yourself that just because you've been there that many times and maybe you'd like a change of scenery in the postseason, that the kids, that's their first time they've ever been there for a lot of them. Do you ever have to kind of check yourself a little bit? I find myself having to do that, and then I'm thinking, you know what, this is a pretty good place.
Well, for sure, and to be honest with you, I actually, there was some thoughts of, like, when we walked in for practice, I'm like, oh, we've been here before. It'd be nice to play in another bowl game. But like you said, the kids, a lot of our kids in the state of Iowa, their dream is to play in the Dome when they're in high school and they don't get that opportunity. Now, we have some Dowling Catholic kids that they call that their home, but so they played in it numerous times. But and then our out-of-state kids, just an opportunity to play in the Dome I think it's a neat experience.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal field, great spectacular views for the fans. But you look at what happened on Sunday, the weather in Omaha and Council Bluffs was not good. So the fan numbers were a little bit down from where they would have been. Now, I know that Snow had some fans that drove in, and Snow had some fans that drove in and stopped here on campus at about 9 o'clock in the morning. They still had time to get to the game, but what a blow that would be. You think you're all the way there when you get to Council Bluffs, and you got to drive another 4 hours to Cedar Falls.
For sure. I thought when I heard that, I was like, ooh. Luckily they got the chance to make it. But, the last few years, there's been a few times where the weather hasn't cooperated, for fans from this end of the state to get over there. But we have a lot of kids in Central Part and the Eastern Part that, it's a nice, easy, shorter drive for them.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at the highlights from Sunday's game. It is Sunday, and it is football. The Graphic Edge Bowl in JCAA football. Reivers lining up, taking the ball first. Why else would you choose anything else, Coach? And there's a pass across the middle. And it looked like maybe TJ had his eye on Nick Singleton to start this game several times. A couple incomplete passes, gets one, and then how about this run? Rips off a 44-yarder down the field, gets inside the 15.
Well, it was good. We got a pass interference call, and then TJ got a nice run to get us down in the red zone to start the game.
So you're operating, looking to get into the end zone. Here's a dangerous throw to the end zone, knocked away by one of their linebackers. And then you'll settle for the field goal attempt. Low line drive kick in the Dome, no good, wide right. And again, that might be a little sign of things to come. Braxton Kerr, their starting quarterback, fakes the give to the nation's leading rusher in per-game yardage. That's Jalen Warren that took the fake, and he's a pretty good-looking quarterback back there, redshirt sophomore, a guy that you like to utilize in your offense.
For sure. I thought he did a really good job. Again, we don't see him besides just really on film, but I was really pleased, when I watched it, he's a good player.
Does make a mistake there, throws the interception to Simeon Gatling, his first of the season. And then TJ on 4th and 4, gets it to Marcel Barbie. Nice cutback by Marcel. Gets a touchdown at number 1 of the day for the Reivers.
Well, DJ did a good job. We're hot there. That guy blitzing was free. He has to throw off of him, and they covered our hot receiver, so he hung in there and made the throw.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't mic up that upright, because that would have been a loud clang on the air. Hunter Penninger missing the extra point, so it's 6-0 Reivers, and then TJ back to the run. This is the game where it seemed like he opened it up a little bit. We've seen some good runs from him earlier in the season, but he was very comfortable. Did get banged up on that play. You got to bring in Colton Wilberding to play.
Yeah, and he hurt that ankle, and then Colton comes in, and Colton practiced all bowl prep because Clay, we weren't expecting him to play anyway, so he had a bunch of reps and completed his first one there.
So they get it back. Jalen Warren, you guys doing a good job shutting down number 20 on the day, at least overall. And then another quick pass from Wilwarding to the outside. He'll go to work again in the pocket. And that one, very dangerous. And they will call it a catch, although very low. So the interception goes to the other way. And then Snow, well, they are on their way. What a catch on a great hit by Corey Hernandez.
Yeah, you know, it was unfortunate because we broke the route off a little bit shallow and Colton missed them low, and they ended up picking it off, and we can't turn it over. I mean, we missed an extra point, missed a field goal, and then we turn it over in our field, in our area.
Talk about TJ's running ability. Braxton Kerr, no slouch either. He runs it up, and then great focus again from the linebackers and defensive line to shut down Jalen Warren. Here's a pass to the outside. What a touchdown-saving tackle that was by Hernandez.
For sure. You know, I think our guys just never quit, and you know, they got it at the 1 yard line or inside the one and ended up scoring there.
They get the QB sneak for the go, and then, well, you're trying to work those outsides as TJ has checked back into the ball game. Here's a good toss to the outside, great catch on the sideline, and then you're forced to give it back again as the ball just, wasn't a consistent process on the offensive side of things. They take a shot to the end zone. How about this play by Monte McGarry?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, he's one-on-one with them, and we had to make a play, and Monty did a really nice job.
There's one of Warren's longer runs on the day as he gets to the outside. TJ back to work. Javante Richardson on the sideline. Good to see that he's going back home to Kentucky where he started his college career.
For sure. You know, he could come back for another year, but you don't have to get an AA degree to go back to your same institution, so he's able to go back there.
Well, that will be definitely missing on the Reaver offensive side of the ball next year, but congrats to Javante. And then Snow going to work. The dark side defense has just been outstanding all year long. Kerr in trouble, intentional grounding, a little bit of late on the flag, but the officials discuss it, do end up throwing it. They will turn it back over, and the Reavers go to work. TJ doing a good job of throwing it up there, and Marcel Barbie running under it again. He gets his second TD of the day, 62-yard strike from TJ to Marcel Barbie. Interesting note, Coach, the first 2 touchdowns of the year that Marcel caught from TJ in this game. Everything else was from Clay.
Oh, really? I didn't even realize that. But you know, it was good. We had some things down the field that we can get, and we just had to protect for it, and we were fortunate to get that big one.
They'll try the field goal toward the end of the half, and it is no good, and that would loom large in the second. Reivers will get it back yet again. TJ rolling out to his right, chucking it downfield, and this is what you don't like to see is the fact that he's just chucking it up there. But how about Marcel Barbie and the day that he had another fantastic catch in multiple coverage?
For sure, he did, and this one we miss. If we're a little bit shallower, we're okay. But you know, Marcel went up to get it, and actually, I told him a couple of times on a couple of plays, like just give him a chance. You know, not throwing it up for grabs, but where Marcel's at in some areas, because he had it that day. You know, and so you just got to get your playmakers the ball.
Yeah, we did have a field mic where we did hear him yell 500 a couple times. All right, the defense is mostly in control in a tight 6-point game at the half. Second half action is coming your way as the Graphic Edge Bowl looks to crown a champ. More after this, including second half highlights, next on the Coach Stroh Show on IWTV.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
From the IWTV studios, I'm Jake Ryan, along with the head coach of the Iowa Western Reivers, Scott Strohmeyer. Coach, your comments at halftime leading into the break was you did some good things and you did some things that you wished you could have back. What was the talk at halftime? Obviously, just a 6-point lead over a very good football team.
Well, you know, I thought defensively we played really well. We put them in some bad positions offensively, and offensively the stuff was there, all the stuff that we wanted. We can't turn it over. I mean, we made some mistakes that way. It wasn't anything that they were doing, and we had to finish it off. We struggled a little bit sometimes in the pass pro and in the run game. But then we made some plays, you know, and Marcel made some catches and TJ made some throws. But really just finishing this thing off for 30 minutes.
All right, 30 more minutes of football. Let's take a look at the second half highlights as the Reivers lead it 13-7. Snow has a chance to find the equalizer right away. Hunter Penninger going with the little chip shot on the kickoff and a fair catch called for. So going to work are the Badgers inside their own territory as they get up near midfield in that state of Iowa in the turf at the Unidome. Good tackle by the T-shirt made by Kalen Jennings on that play, and then the Reivers would get it back. You get it back very deep, though, Coach, after a penalty, and then you see a penalty thrown on the outside, so that'll cost you more, and kind of dangerous with a 1-point lead, and then the fumble, and Lavaca returns it for the Snow Badgers all the way to the 1-yard line. He would not go down on this play.
We don't see very good tackling going on there by the offensive players. We don't work on it enough, I guess, but not a good way to start the second half offensively. And special teams, we were pinned. And here we give them the ball inside the 5-yard line. Great
job by your defense in the first two plays, and then just too much Jalen Warren. He squirts to the right side and dives over the line, and then the extra point puts them up 14-13. So you're down again in the game. As you guys had taken a lead twice, they retake the lead twice. And then guess what? The legs of TJ Starks. Was he favoring that ankle at all in the second half? Did you see when he came off the sidelines?
Not really. I thought it went pretty. He played pretty good.
Here's a fantastic catch again by Marcel Barbie. This one, I believe, did come back because of a hold, but that's one of the great catches that he made on the day. So it pushes you back. Reivers in trouble a little bit, and then TJ steps out of trouble and dives down the middle of the field. Maybe a little bit of a late hit there.
Yeah, and and then loses his helmet. So you got to put Colton back in. Again, not a great start offensively to the second half.
And then TJ will try to get out of pressure again, throws it downfield, and another great catch. Pretty good hit as well, but Knife's West holding on to it. Fantastic catch by your sophomore running back.
Yeah, they kept fighting, and I think Knife's kept putting himself in position. TJ found him.
I thought Michael Zachary was going to get in there, but Snow does manage to bring him down, and then Penninger for the field goal. Guess what? Reivers back in front, this time 16-14, and a 2-point lead.
Well, it's good to get points. We got to get touchdowns in those situations, but the way this game was going, they're two really good defenses going at it.
Willie O'Hara, you see getting the tackle there. He catches and surpasses Sam Marish for the all-time tackles leader in program history. So he sets the single season mark and then the career mark as well in the game. Pretty good season for number 51.
That's pretty amazing, and there's a little trickery there.
And they did it seemed like they did the same thing on Braxton Kerr's quarterback sneak as well.
Yeah, I know. But Willie, what a story. The guy was told probably just go NAI out of high school and didn't play a lot as a freshman to breaking the school record basically in one season is pretty darn impressive.
Defensive line continuing to play wonderfully as they force Warren to work his way around, and then it'll be Snow that has to settle for the field goal. This one is good. A long kick for their kicker, Baird, and guess what? Reivers in the hole again, 17-16. You get it back, though, and always you get the chance to make that counter play, and TJ Starks with the run to start you off in good field position.
Well, it's good to get a first down. That's the goal is in a drive, just get the first down, and then, for whatever reason, he was finding the tailback there. That one, when he threw it, I knew that one was going to hurt a little bit. But,
Hunter with a chance for the lead, and it's a line drive wide right, and that's what did you see right there from Hunter? Maybe pressing a little bit too much?
Yeah, it wasn't in sync, and sometimes, it's just those days. I don't know what it was. If it's on the turf, inside the hold, the snap. I don't know what. He just wasn't connecting, I guess.
A drop there for Snow. They turn the ball back over, and you guys will go to work right now, just trying to run some clock up 2 points. Or up a point, excuse me.
Yeah, I think it's
17-16. You're down a point here.
So we got to get something going here and start moving the football.
So TJ to work and again rips off a really long run and just a fantastic job anticipating. A good job for him where he delayed. They might have thought he was sliding and he goes the other way.
Well, and the nice thing there, I think we were in second and real long or third and real long on that play to get a first down.
All right, here it is, a chance for the lead for the Reivers. You bring it to Eddie Ogamba and he nails the 37-yarder off the top of the suite level. Why did you go to Eddie? I know that Hunter was struggling, but Eddie hasn't kicked in, it's got to be almost a month.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Eddie, I was watching him coming out of halftime because I knew we struggled a little bit, and Watched him out at halftime, and he was kicking them pretty good. And you know what? The kid has been prepared this whole time. I never really wavered. I just said out of half, I'm like, hey, if we struggle on one, let's go with Eddie. And that was like, I agree.
So the Badgers get it back. They get a chance to go down the field. And you saw a little bit of mishandling of the snap there. That was Alex Vendetti who got crushed on a previous would-be interception. And here's the biggest play of the game in the second half for Snow. They missed the field goal that would have given them the win. What we didn't mention, Coach, on that drive where you guys did score the field goal from Eddie Ogamba, you had an interception thrown by TJ that was negated by 12 men on the field. You had to take that penalty because the second penalty was where Alex Vendetti got, I believe as he put it on Twitter, this is where my soul left my body, because that was a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct, and it was just like the whole series seemed like it took 5 minutes to resolve. Yeah. Did you know what was going on the sideline? Because up in the booth we're like, all right, what's happening here? Is Snow going to have the football, or are the Reivers going to have the football?
Well, I knew we were going to get the ball because they threw the flag that we tried to get them to snap away. They had 12 men on the field. So once they threw that, I knew we were going to get the ball. I didn't know if we were going to get both penalties or not. So because they had possession of the ball.
Did TJ know it was a free play at the time?
I don't know if he did.
Okay.
So I mean, he was trying to get the thing outside. So I don't know if he's seen that it was a free play or not. But then because they had possession of the ball when the personal foul happened,
sure,
we had to decline that penalty.
Yep. And then what also we didn't mention was a tremendous catch that Marcel Barbie made that they called incomplete on that sideline where it never hit the ground. Have you guys talked in the coaches' meetings when you guys get together about maybe some instant replay in the bowl games?
You know, it was funny because they talked about that for the national championship game. They were talking about doing it, and I think everybody's against it because the officials weren't prepared for it.
Sure.
But they've
never dealt with it at all.
So I don't know if our league would ever be able to do that or not, just from a cost standpoint, probably.
Sure. All right. Well, you get the win. Did you? How was it afterwards? Was it a sigh of relief? I mean, I know when that field goal went up, their kicker very good, and when that went wide right, and you had a minute 32 to kill, I mean, that was pretty amazing.
Well, I called a timeout earlier, assuming that they're probably going to make this field goal, and we were trying to preserve some time. And then he missed, and we just had to run it out, try to get a first down, and we made it a little bit too interesting at the end with 5 seconds to go, and we punted it. When Hunter was kind of taking his time there to rugby kick it. But
how about Vance Gibson making the tackle on that catch? I mean, right there to make the tackle.
And that's what you have to do in those situations. But, I was relieved. I was happy for our kids. To win 10 games, it's not easy. So anytime you can get double-digit wins is pretty impressive. And
hold on, it's not easy? Because that's the 6th time you've done it in 10 seasons.
Well, I wish it seemed easier, but it's not. It's not. I mean, people are gunning for you. We lost early. Week 4 or whatever it was, and those kids battled back and won 6 straight. That's all you can ask them to do.
Well, congratulations on another 10-win season, nearing 100 program wins in just those 10 seasons. It's a pretty incredible decade-long run with the Reivers. A guy that had a pretty good 2-year run will talk with us next as Willie O'Hara will join Brent Pentecost when we come back on the Coach Stroh Show on IWTV and the Reivers Sports Network.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
From the studios of Iowa Western Television, this is the Coach Stroh Show. I'm Brent Pentecost. We welcome in today a guy that exemplifies what opportunity means. Middle linebacker Willie O'Hara joining us for this final edition of the Coach Stroh Show. Welcome back.
What's up?
Well, you guys went out with a big win over Snow. Big game for you, 16 tackles. Ended up taking the lead in the NJCAA for the year, so you are the tackle king. How's that feel?
It feels great, you know. Just all this hard work finally paying off, you know. It's been a long run. It's not over yet, but, you know, I've been doubted a lot. My dad was one of the few people that believed in me, and, you know, I'm just so happy I'm at this point here.
So you end up finishing the season with 143 tackles, 4 sacks, 3 interceptions. What's it mean to you to come from last year playing special teams to this year being the leader of this defense?
It's just a statement. I feel like it just, you know, it really proves that hard work pays off. It really proves that, like, just never stop believing in yourself, and so many other things. Just always keep going. Don't ever sell yourself short.
So going up against Snow, they had the leading rusher in the nation in Jalen Warren. What was it like trying to corral him? He seemed kind of like a bowling ball out there on the field.
He was a good back. He had good vision, especially, and he broke that big one on us at the end. But I mean, till the end of the game, he only had 100 yards, and he broke that big one. That was about it. I mean, we contained him, so I thought we did an all-around good job, and we got out of there with a W. So
maybe not the exact finish of what you guys wanted at the start of the year, but what are some of your options as you come out, and where would you like to be going next year?
I would just want to play at the highest level I can, but I currently have 5 FCS offers from like SEMO, Indiana State, Tennessee Chattanooga, UT Martin, and Missouri State. So yeah, I'm just waiting right now.
Hoping for some bigger offers to come in, obviously,
Yeah.
and we expect to see you at a higher level too.
Yeah.
Let's kind of paraphrase a little bit. What has it been like to be a Reiver, like going in from freshman year to now the end of your sophomore season?
There's both positives and negatives. It's just JUCO in general. That's what I'm going to say. You know, you got to work a lot harder at this level, I feel like, than you do at the other levels, because not everything's given to you here. And see, that can be looked at as a negative or a positive. But, you know, you just got to take this place by the throat and just, you know, keep going. It's been a great experience. You know, we got a great staff. We got a great campus. We got great people here, and it's just an awesome place to be. I mean, if you're going to go JUCO, this is definitely the best place to be. And, you know, I love it here, and I love everything the school's given me, and I'm proud to call myself a Reiver.
Thanks for coming in, and best of luck to you in the future, Willie. Sophomore linebacker Willie O'Hara. I'm Brent Pentecost. More Stroh Show right after this on Iowa Western Television and the Reivers Sports Network.
Okay, it's decision time. I want flexibility, more doing, hands-on experience, and working sooner. I gotta make a choice. I want to get started, now. Find your path at iwcc.edu and get hands-on real-world experience. Start now at Iowa Western.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
From Council Bluffs, Iowa, in the studios of IWTV, this is the Coach Stroh Show. Amazing 10-year run for Iowa Western football. And, Coach, you look at another 10-win season. We just discussed it 6 times. It's not easy at all. You guys ran the gauntlet. You got a win over Butler. That was a tremendous victory on the road in a place you'd never won before. You get the best shots this season from Iowa Central and from numerous other schools that really, that target, I mean, you've got a black shirt on, so that red and white on your back looks real bright. Maybe you should consider wearing some camo to hide a little bit. But the target is firm on the back of the Iowa Western Reiver football team. everybody's giving you their best shot. I mean, that week in and week out, so you've got to be prepared no matter who the opponent.
Well, and I think that's the competitive side, of any. I mean, if you're a coach, obviously you should be a competitor, and and our staff's competitive, and to know that you can't have any days off and you can't take days off in recruiting, and because next year they're going to come at you again, for winning, 10 games again and the region championship and finish number 3 in the country. So I don't know. It's more the competitive side that. It's hard. I'll say this: it's harder to stay where we're at than it was to get to where we're at.
Sure.
When we snuck up on some people those first couple of years. But I'm excited. I'm proud of our sophomores. They were 20-2 in their 2 years: 2 conference championships, 2 region championships, 2 bowl wins. That's pretty darn impressive. 2 losses by a total of 5 points. That maybe knocked us out of 2 national championship games, but that's still a pretty impressive run, 2-year run, and I'm excited for what we have returning.
You take the 4-team playoff proposal next year?
Yeah, I thought about that. Unfortunately, if I bring it, they're going to know who's directly involved the last 2 years. But it's something maybe that I don't know. Maybe we can come up with something.
Well, you've got a national championship game on national TV. Maybe that's where it comes in next with a nationally sponsored 4-team playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the cost. I mean, it's the cost element that's prohibiting it right now. But you're out there, and the NJCAA is making deals with E-Team Sports and everybody else that they seem to be bringing along. So maybe the next deal that needs to be made involves some sponsorship of football games and getting some guys and some teams to a home series. Like you would look at 1 hosting and 2 hosting 3, and then the national championship game. I mean, you're talking about 4 trips in the whole scheme of things. Why not?
Well, and I think the thing where it could potentially is if you can get to where that national championship game is paid for both teams, then it's just like a bowl game. So
Sure.
it's not a much added cost to
Right.
someone's, for a 4-team playoff. But I don't know. I mean, I would hope the way our bowl structure goes right now that they'll look at some of those things.
Sure.
And I think the only thing that we made steps in the right direction with the national championship game being played on national TV. And I think depending on how well that was viewed and could lead to more. I mean, why everybody's in that, it's for the money.
That's right.
And there's money in it. So a lot of people want to watch junior college football. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in this region that watched that game, not just because it was Garden City and East Mississippi. There was a commit from one of the teams that is going to Nebraska that I'm sure they wanted to watch.
Sure.
So I think that's where the interest lies with all the fan base out there.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on another great season.
Thank you, Jake.
Head coach Scott Stroh, thanks again to you for joining us this season to talk Reaver football. Reminder that the final edition of the QB Club is coming up this Sunday at 712 Eat and Drink on Madison Avenue in Council Bluffs. It's one more chance to hear from Coach about the 2018 season, and it all begins at 6 o'clock this Sunday, December 9th at 712. I'd like to thank all of our guests that joined us all season long, and of course, all of the Iowa Western students that worked so hard, not only recording the show, but also putting it together in post-production to be seen by you. We wish them luck in their future, in their career fields that they've chosen, and of course, we hope that they buckle in for the rest of this semester and the rest of their time here at IDub. And a special thank you also goes out to Dave Charrington, who instructs those classes, and to Craig Carlson and J.J. Davis for their hard work making Iowa Western TV a reality. For Brent Pentecost and Reaver football head coach Scott Strohmeyer, I'm Jake Ryan. This has been The Stroh Show on Iowa Western Television, part of the Reaver Sports Network.